Hello, thanks for joining today's session, everyone. My name is Kwan. I'm here to talk to you about the Azure Communication Services UI library. I'm covering for David. He's really good at these types of presentations, but as an engineering manager working in this kind of space, I should be able to talk about it as well. So that's what I'm here to do. So what is Azure Communication Services before we even go into a concept of what a UI library would be for it? So Azure Communication Services is an Azure service to empower developers to build communication experiences. That's all in the name as well. But what it's really doing is it's taking the communications infrastructure that powers Skype and Teams and making it available through Azure. You can also imagine just that by itself is an amazing product, but when you consider the other offerings within Azure and M365, it starts to let the mind run with a wide variety of scenarios that are possible. All right, so we just wanted to visibly enumerate through some of the big pieces that we work through. So voice and video calling, telephony, SMS, and just recently we've been able to bring email into public preview as well. So in addition to all these core capabilities, how we communicate, one massive perk with working with Azure Communication Services is our ability to interop with Teams. Or M365 at a larger scope. So that means that you can take an end user that may be on their own type of client, such as we see on the left, that's M365 or AD authenticated, and be able to chat with someone who, for all intents and purposes, could be using the exact same client, but they're actually able to use the Teams client, which is actually a very interesting scenario across a wide range of domains. Some of these obviously being telehealth, a patient being able to get a link through a text to go join a call that their physician is now ready to speak to them, right? In education, teachers being able to host classes where the teacher is on Teams and the students may be on a client that looks like it's part of their LMS. So they feel like they're just within their school system, but in actual fact, the teacher is using Microsoft technology such as Teams. You can imagine a webinar where there's a bunch of people just watching some video off of a website, but the actual presenter is in Teams. And so the presenter is able to use all the tools that they're used to in order to create a great performance. And even going even further out, imagine just connecting end users with support staff. So if you're launching something and a lot of people have questions and you want to be able to create a great customer service loop, having people be able to send stuff and then having other people using Teams to answer through calls or chats or other modalities is all possible with Azure Communication Services. Ultimately, though, this isn't the Microsoft experience that you're getting from us. It's something that you're building yourself. And so that means bringing in your own identity. It can be an M365 identity, but it could be something else, right? I shudder the fact whenever I log on to a new website and they make me a new account, make me like force some type of new account. So if you already have accounts with identity set up, you can use those along with Azure Communication Services. We make zero assumptions about customers already being in M365. We are creating client-side offerings across a number of platforms such as web, desktop, and mobile. So on the website specifically, we support Chrome, Safari, and Edge. Firefox is in the backlog, and that's specifically for calling. And then finally, the look and feel. So you're creating this client-side experience yourself. You should be able to build it completely from scratch, or better yet, use components that somehow we can provide you to help build out your communications experience. Cool. So when building communications experience, it's hard to imagine something without UI. The UI library is a set of components that many of our developers will often use in piecing together a calling or chat experience. And some of the pieces that we want to highlight are customizability, right? Can I change how it looks slightly to match my overall app experience? Accessibility. Am I going to have a fully accessible website, but then once they start going inside this calling experience, it's going to have a subpar experience? No, so we actually work very, very hard on this and work with a number of accessibility teams across Microsoft in order to ensure a really great product that people can fit into their own experiences. Localizable. So we've built out our components. We know what strings go into various spots, and we've actually been able to use the localization systems that we use within Microsoft to create a set of locales that customers can use for a wide variety of their customers speaking a multitude of different languages. And finally, responsive. It's got to look good whether you're on desktop, tablet, or phone in a variety of landscape and portrait configurations. Today, it's in GA on web, and will soon be GA on native mobile on iOS and Android. It's important also that designers have the building blocks to craft these experiences. So internally, we built a design kit using Figma that helps my team build out these types of UI components that we're able to share with you today. And so it makes sense that we would actually want to be able to share this design kit with our customers as well, so their designers can build with the exact same tools that we use to help drive some of our amazing experiences across Microsoft. So maybe I'll just pop out of here and show really quickly the design kit. So this is something that our designer Alex Pereira has been working on, and I can go a little bit more in depth into it later, but I believe this is what you see when you go to ACS Design Kit, aka.ms/ACS Design Kit. All right, we'll continue on from here. So what is the UI library? It's almost easier to try and drive the value with pictures. So here is a standard call and chat type of experience that we can piece together today. You can imagine this major portion on the left side is around this video gallery. Each video gallery represents participants via tiles. So we can see Carlos here is a remote tile. It's coming into us, whereas we can see what we are pushing out on our outbound stream in our little preview tile. Every single tile where someone's camera is not being shown, we're using UI that we've seen traditionally in Teams, such as like personas, where it shows the participants' initials. Below the video gallery, we have our control bar. This is with a bunch of controls you're probably used to, such as like turning on and off your camera, meeting and unmeeting, and being able to share your screen. And then to the right side, we have your message thread where all your messages will show up in real time, as well as an ability to send new messages. So these are the components that people tend to gravitate towards when trying to describe, like when people kind of start to convey to us what they think a UI library is. So what it really is, it's so this UI library is open source. It's a set of white label composites and components. They're designed to help get you to those core calling and chat experiences extremely quickly, and that includes team interoperability. And as I mentioned before, it's available on web. The library is based in React, as well as on native on both iOS and Android. But why should you really use the UI library? Because I can create a button. That's not a problem. But can you create a button that is synced to the underlying logic of the call and guarantee that 100% of the time that it's always going to work? Imagine your microphone looks like you're muted and you're not, which is another source of nightmare fuel for myself. So that's an area where you would imagine like, hey, can't a team just build this and I can use it, right? Why do I have to focus so much on customization if I'm probably going to have the same customization needs as everyone else? Accessibility. I like everyone can roll out their own type of accessibility, but wouldn't you rather want the Microsoft level of accessibility there, where we hold ourselves to extremely high standards? Same thing with localization. Like I'm going to use English, or I'm going to use French. I'm sure other customers are as well. And being able to leverage that has so much value. And then responsiveness and fast feature adoption. Does it fit just right? And can I start using components that are already using new features in Azure Communication Services that I really want to use today? So just to sum up everything, we can build custom communication experiences. You can use your M365 identity as an example to power up some of those types of components. You can interop with teams, joining meetings, webinars, being able to call people and chat with people in their Teams client from your non-Teams client. You can customize it how you want to look. And to be honest, if you want to look like Teams, all power to you. And you can use all these types of functionality in your custom client that you're used to in Teams, such as like our typical calling, chat, and file sharing today. All right. One other minor thing, if that felt like a lot of coding, we do have this sample app builder that allows people to compile in a bunch of these components together to create a virtual visit scenario where you can quickly hook it into your types of virtual visit flows that you can try out today. Cool. And demos, but I'm going to quickly check the chat first. Are we out of time for demos?
So we do have like 3 minutes before we need to close. So, and demos are always good if you have something to show.
For sure. Let's go fast. So this is a quick demo of our documentation. So if anyone's been building UI in the last several years, is this concept of Storybook. Storybook is really cool because you can actually get to play around and see these various different types of components and how they work together. I talked about the design kit, but what happens when you really hit that duplicate button? Well, I clicked it for you folks. So it'll actually create an instance of the design kit that you can play around with, as well as creating a really great tool set for designers so they can piece together something amazing for you. Now, you can take those types of components that you may compile here, and you can actually throw them together. And here are some of our UI components that we have. And just to show you that this is, first of all, this sample is coming from our JS Quick Starts, which we can find a link for if people are interested. But it's all kind of hooked into the really cool stuff that you're used to when working with like local JavaScript code, such as like hot reloading. So maybe I'm in a call with Vesa. Oh my gosh, and myself and Michael. So when I hit save here, you can see here that it automatically scales. You get that type of video gallery scaling for free by working with the UI library in Azure Communication Services. Now, in our Storybook, we also have cool things where we put like little sample apps in here where you just pass in your token and it all just kind of works. So I'm actually just going to join this call right now. So if my video is off here, that's good. So I can turn my video on in here. So this is kind of like a Teams-ish experience. You would like to know that you're able to see what you may look like before you actually join the call. So hello, and I'm going to start, and I'm going to be an anonymous user in this meeting, assuming the stars align. Oh, cool, I'm here. All right, well, that's enough of that. And then finally, the sample app builder that I just talked about. So if you really didn't want to write any code at all, this is the type of experience that you could be using where you could like integrate with your Microsoft bookings. Say if you want to chat enabled or disabled, whatnot, you can change. I think I just have to put in some text here to let me go to the next step. But you can like change your themes, your company name, and then here's what it could look like on the various screens with your customizations. So very cool, lower-ish code and no-code solutions that folks can try out with Azure Communication Services. All right, that's all I have. I'm going to be reading the chat later. I'm sure there's tons of questions.
Really cool stuff. Thank you, Alex, on that one. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is so cool that it's up to that level that the UX elements are provided for the people who are integrating to the Azure Communication Services. Not just an API, but actual controls. So really, really cool stuff.